Chelsea are going to sack Mauricio Pochettino very, very soon. Now, don't get me wrong, Poch is a very good manager. I'd say he's a level below world class in a tier where I'd say he's elite, right? He's not like a Pep or a Klopp, but he's a level below, like with the maybe the Luis Enrique's type of coaches, like elite, but he's not proven to be world class yet. And I think this is the job that was supposed to give him a chance to tell the world that, hey, I am a world class player. I am on the levels of Klopp and Pep, which I don't think he is, but he could be. You know what I mean? Like, it's very easy for a player of his a manager of his caliber to reach those levels with a Premier League title, for example, which is something he's never achieved in his career. But I'll tell you what, though, he's came very close to winning a UCL with Tottenham Spurs. If that don't make you an amazing coach, I don't know what does. But I must say, his recent choices in games are very, very questionable. Like starting Ian Maatsen at right wing when Cole Palmer is suspended, instead of Anoni Madueke, who came on in I think about 10 minutes, won a penalty, scored a penalty, and won us 2 more points for the rest of the week. Or actually, I think we have a game, but you know what I mean, right? He's amazing. Noni Madueke is a very good player, and we've not seen much of him this season. I believe there's a bit of bad blood from him and Poch, maybe from the Spurs days, as Noni Madueke did come from the Spurs academy. But look, man, I don't know what is going on. I know Poch is a good manager. I know Madueke is a good player, but something's not working with them, and I don't know what that is. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. Madueke is better than Maatsen at right wing, at the very least. So that adjustment needs to be made very soon. And if he does not make the adjustment at that position, then I might have to be Poch out as well. Now, don't get me wrong, Maatsen is probably a very good player as well. I've never in my footballing history seen Maatsen as an incredible player. I didn't watch him in his Burnley days, of course. I don't watch the Championship, and I haven't seen him perform very well in a Chelsea shirt. But I can tell you one thing for sure: he's not a better right winger or a winger even than Noni Madueke. Now, Madueke has his flaws, and Cole Palmer starts over him for sure. But you're telling me he's not the second choice right winger for us, at least. Now look, Ian Maatsen, maybe he deserves to play a game at left back for us. I don't know. I don't know his game. That's not my choice. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. Please start Madueke, Poch, please. But moving on, man. Look, his tactics are actually very decent, right? We're getting possession. We're getting XG. We're creating chances most of the time. But I understand that obviously he's going through an injury crisis. But look, as many people have already said this season, who isn't going through an injury crisis? Even though I'd say Chelsea throughout the whole season has had the worst, but still, I'll say it doesn't warrant 11th place. You know what I mean? But look, to be fair to him, right, we also have another very big issue that most teams don't, right? And that is a competent striker. We have none. 0. Not even injured, right? Nkunku is probably our best player that would play in that role. But even him, like, he's great, but I don't think he'd fit the system. You know what I mean? He'd definitely do better than Jackson and Broha. But right now, we can do so much better. To be fair to Jackson, though, in the game against Crystal Palace, he was very good. He was very, very good. However, he had a lot of mistakes, such as missing the one-on-one. The offside, man, I can't really get angry at him at that because, it was a fluky chance that happened to be offside. Fine, not your fault. But missing a one-on-one, not even that one. Not if it was one one-on-one or 2 one-on-one or 3 one-on-ones, I'd understand. But he's at least had 4 one-on-ones with the goalkeeper this season, and he's missed all 4 of them. So I don't know what's going on with him, man. I think he's a good player. He's one for the future, but right now, with Poch, not even me, not even the fans, Poch is struggling because of Jackson, and he might not keep his job before Jackson finally manages to score these chances. So, look, Jackson, second striker, backup striker, whatever you want to call it, decent, very good player at that. Broha is has to leave the club, unfortunately, in my opinion. I would definitely sell Broha this January and get a nice little striker, a Victor Gyökeres, a Victor Osimhen, which is actually no, sorry, we can't do that until the summer, but we can do an Ivan Toney as well. But I think Jackson is one for the future, a sort of player that will do very well. He does very well in a supportive role as a striker. If you saw his passes and his chance creation, I guess you could call it, alongside Mudryk and these other players, is actually very decent. But he's just not. He's not got the tenacity to score any goals. So unfortunately, we need another striker. He can definitely come off the bench for us as a striker or replace a striker like somewhat of a Ian. Sorry, not an Ian. Eddie Nketiah. He'd be a better Eddie Nketiah, basically, right? When our striker gets injured, come off the bench, or just play a couple games while our striker's injured, and boom, 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 get us a couple goals, get us some points. But with his current ability, he definitely does not have the ability to start in this Poch side, right? Now, I'm not Poch out right now. I'm saying give him at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 more games. Give him a couple of half of January, right? See if he's doing well, and try to get him some players maybe. And if we're not at least showing sparks of greatness in the short-term future, then I don't know what to tell you, man. He might have to leave. But look, if the strikers cannot score their chances, then you have to make adjustments like every manager does. At what point can we keep blaming the players? Because I have been, right? I've been blaming the players every single week. I have been, except for maybe 1 or 2 weeks at 19. But for the most part, Poch has had good tactics, but I'm pretty sure he gets one more yellow. He's suspended for a game, and there's a whole lot going on there. But to sum it up, man, he's a good manager. The players are letting him down, but as a manager, he has to adjust, because I know he's at the level where he can adjust, because he's a very intelligent manager and he can do better than this, right? So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Hopefully we sign a player in the January market, or a couple players in the January market, and who knows what happens for the future. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, to see more content, man, and I'm gonna see you next week.